think part of our job really is kind of bridging both the English language and British Sign Language together, because some of our learners are profoundly deaf, or some of them are British Sign Language users, and so predominantly some of us teach through British Sign Language when we're delivering the curriculum, and when we adapt it for them, we adapt it through British Sign Language rather than through the English language sometimes. Some of our learners again can access some element of sound, so it's about bringing both languages together. So whether it be like a lesson on English, where we have to teach our English concept through sign language, and it's about building both the foundations for both language of English and for British Sign Language, because it's so important for deaf children to not only be able to read English and write in English, but it's really important for them actually to be able to use sign language and to communicate in sign language as well, because predominantly when children leave school and they make friendships and relationships, predominantly it will be with people that depend on their use of language, that use British Sign Language or English, so it's important for both.
In order for them to meet further qualifications as education goes on as well, they do need to have a strong understanding of English. They can't just be BSL, so even if that is their first language or the language that they would prefer to communicate in order to go into high school and further education, that's got to be a real solid working knowledge of English.
And often we encourage our children to kind of be ambassadors for their own language, to teach, like Phoebe in primary 6, who teaches her class sign language, because it's so important to take ownership of your own language and to expose others to it. It's about kind of like adapting what's happening. So for example, if you're in a lesson and the teacher's teaching Spanish to a profoundly deaf child, it's really tricky to teach a profoundly deaf child Spanish, but like to speak it, but you can easily take them out and then teach them Spanish sign language, so they're still getting the exposure to the same kind of thing, which is another language. It's just done through their native language of sign language, and it's
relevant to their life.
Still relevant to their life and their learning. So it creates kind of, again, a bridge between what is happening in a mainstream class can still be adapted for a deaf learner, with deaf visual learners, empowering them to kind of take value in what they're learning, because it's so much more important for them to actually know, why am I learning, this new grammar structure, or why am I learning, this new word in English, why is it important for me, or why am I learning this new sign in British Sign Language, what does it mean for me?
One of my children's mums comes in every Friday to help work in Garvel, and it's to help develop her use of sign language. So she works with me in the class in the morning, so I'll give her tasks and she'll work with her own daughter, so she's therefore learning like the signs that are in her reading book at the time, watching the way that we're communicating with her in class, which is supporting her to further develop her communication.
Yeah, we have quite good connections with all our parents, and we keep them updated quite regularly on progress and things that come up with the children. One of our parents, who is deaf herself and a BSL user, she often comes in actually to help with Paul's sign language class. So again, that's quite a good parent relationship with the school, because it's a parent actually willing to come in and support another teacher in helping other parents, which again goes back to the point about empowering, like, other people and deaf people, to actually, for her to come in and help other people develop their own sign language skills, and for their hearing children or deaf children, whoever it is. So it's such a great thing to see, especially with the relationships we have with our parents, and it just really helps, I think, with the child's learning.